Welcome to Sigma Theory. This is a game I've been playing off camera for the past few days. It's been my solitaire go-to because it doesn't require it's turn-based, so I can take my moves 1 minute apart or 1 hour apart. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't seem to be entirely too complicated. It also means that there's not a huge amount of replay value. There is no way to easily reset my progress in the game. So I don't know. We'll just go with what we got. The only thing that's really happened is by playing, I've unlocked new agents, and some of them are better than others. So some of the original agents and stuff like that, I don't even bother to use anymore. They're just not good enough. But on the other hand, that does make things a little easier, I guess. I'm never really in any doubt at this point in time if I use some of the best people out there that I can pull out a victory by the skin of my teeth. It takes some random event to really surprise me. But, yeah, I guess let's take a look at it. Sigma Theory. We're going to play in the classic mode. Achievements and leaderboard enabled, customization disabled, and I think playing custom stuff might actually help at some point in time. And then there's story mode, which I get the impression of this is a specific story, not just the generalized gameplay. Curious to try it out. I haven't done it. I don't even know if it's going to be only one story or if it tells the story every time. But let's go with classic mode. That's how the game was designed to be played. Okay, so personal details. I will say that the basics of the game are this. A new age of scientific advancement has begun. We are the head of an organization in each of these various countries here, and we are going to try and guide our scientific advancements so that we are the ones that complete all the research first so we can get the good ending. So that begs, what country do we want to play as? Let's go ahead and go with the United States. Almost every other time I've played this, I've played as United Kingdom, because the first agent recruited will always be loyal, and they've got a lot of nearby neighbors who tend to be big players, and that actually means that travel time is a lot easier. So the United States, this is one of those where the Atlantic Ocean's in the middle of the map, not the Pacific, not a globe, so not a lot of things that come across. You know what? The Bilderbergs. I mean, we could do some secret behind the scenes kind of stuff like that, you know? Not even necessarily like Bilderberg Group or anything else like that, but we could. I mean, we can go as deep as we really want to. And we can do all kinds of things like that. Where's my conspiracy theorists at, right? We can do... How about... Vannevar Bush the Fourth. There we go. I mean, he was the guy who was in charge of the Office of Scientific Research and Development in World War II. And yeah, that kind of Bush. So, there we go. That's what we'll do. Now we need to figure out who our spouse is. Our spouse is always going to be somebody in another country. And they will always be an agent that we will not then be able to choose. So, just depends, right? We can be Russian, Chinese. She looks like she steps right out of Battlestar Galactica right here, you know? We've got India here. We've got France. This is frequently my waifu whenever I am in the United Kingdom. I don't recognize some of these people, so some of these people must be new unlocks. Germany. Of course, she's got a nose ring and blue hair. She's a Miss Universe, which is kind of fun. And this is a lady. She's one of my favorite agents to use. She's too good of an agent to pass up. Let's go with here, Mariska. Well, she's gonna have our last name now. Alright. Piper? Who Piper? She's in deep need of a last name. Yeah, very Russian. Definitely looks like she's been up to some stuff with the scar and stuff like that, but it'll work. Okay, so Vannevar Bush the Fourth, leader of the Sigma Project here in the United States. Director Bush the Fourth. Maybe we should have just made it Bush. I'm Susan Harris, and I ordered your recruitment. I'll be your superior for the next few months. You'll be directly accountable to me. Vannevar is a specialist of both field operations and delicate diplomatic negotiations. Your place is at the head of counter-espionage, but the American government has an even more important mission for you. Several days ago, the scientific community developed the Sigma theory, the scientific method capable of producing rapid advancements with the potential to throw the world into chaos. Within weeks, we'll see the emergence of new weapons with unimaginable destructive power, as well as tools that can influence the economy, society, energy, transport, and even the human mind. Our civilization will change beyond recognition. American leaders want to monopolize Sigma technologies. The country that controls Sigma will control the world. Your mission: discover these technologies with the best scientists at your side. Do what you must to gather a team of agents and use persuasion, diplomacy, and force to acquire the few scattered scientists able to work on these technologies. We currently have 2 in our own labs. Alice Vestergaard Howe is a roboticist, and Alan Dresselhaus is a biologist. We've given you a surveillance drone and a combat drone to assist in your field missions. You also have access to diplomatic support to conduct negotiations with the leaders of rival nations. I'm transferring you to our tactical operations so that you can proceed with recruiting your team. Okay. And so here we have a whole lot of various agents that we can do. There's 2 primary stats, brains and brawn. You can guess kind of what each is used for. Brains is usually used for seduction. It's also used for trying to convert people to your way of thinking, ideologically converting them to work for you. Seduction will use... Actually, seduction uses the higher of brains or brawn. It's bribery and conversion that both use intellect. And then we can, of course, forcefully extract somebody. And basically that means kidnapping them. The big problem with doing that is they gain the prisoner status. And that means that they do about 50% of the research that they would do before. It shouldn't say Dead Rising, but I see where it does. Let me try this again here. Sigma Theory. There we go. I've updated it. Thank you for letting me know. So we get to choose 4 agents. The other important thing to look at for each of these agents is this icon right here. It marks an elite agent, somebody who is noticeably better than other agents, but due to the salaries that they demand, you can only have one. So, I've leaned really hard on Double K in the past. He is a hacker, and perhaps the best hacker that I've unlocked. There's one other hacker that's pretty close to him. Let's see if I can find him. This guy, I think. Atomium. No, that's not the one. Although he's not a bad one to have. Lots of brain power. Just depends. Domingo is a good off hacker. His stats aren't quite as good, but he's good at both fighting and thinking on his feet. Anyway, let's just go through here real quick. We're going to go ahead and grab Double K. He is the best of the hackers. He probably won't go anywhere, so it doesn't matter about the rest of his stats. We need somebody who can seduce. I frequently use 8s, but maybe we'll try somebody else. Aphrodite is not necessarily a bad one. She still has the seducer trait. It seems like every time I take a guy who seduces, it's all the men that need to be seduced and vice versa. So let's take Aphrodite this time. She can travel freely even into countries where that agent is wanted. So that's kind of nice. Unfortunately, if she starts getting arrest warrants, we're going to have a problem. So we'll take her. Now, if you've never recruited somebody before, they ask you, why would I want to work for you? And you have to actually read their little profile and figure out what's going on. So she was Miss South Korea, then Miss Universe. She's widely seen as the most beautiful woman of all time. But before then, she had studied international economics. She's athletic, dedicated, and loyal, and wants to be more than just a pretty face. So, we can come up here and we can say something like, I represent the best chance that you have to do something real, something important with your life. And she says, congratulations, you just recruited the best agent there is. Alright, so we have a hacker, we have somebody who can do seduction. We need to find somebody who is good at bribery, and somebody who is good at destroying agents who are going to come and invade and hack just like we're going to try and do to all of them. So Fortune, she's good at bribery. She's also a smuggler, so she'll be able to keep getting guns pretty quickly. She's got really good stats. But let's see here. Do we have somebody else who's good at bribery? How are you? She's anonymous. It's interesting that she does not have the hacker trait, but she has the second hacker ability, anonymous. Who knew? Inside Out is not a bad guy. He's got Spy Hunter. That's what we're kind of looking for whoever is going to hang out at our base. Negotiator is good for bribery. Alright, I think we're going to grab Durak here. Firearms expert, black belt, master of disguise. So black belt means he's highly effective in unarmed combat, so if we don't get a gun for him, he's still going to be good. If we do get guns, he's good with guns, and he can travel into places where he's wanted. His stats aren't quite as high, but that's all pretty good. Methodical means he takes a little longer, but it guarantees a positive result. So I don't think we've ever done anything with him here. An ex-lieutenant colonel with the FSB, a good political future, a loyal patriot, highly practical. He was at the front line of the Beslan hostage crisis, which resulted in hundreds of civilian deaths. Well, he was shaken about that, so let's just go ahead and say we don't kill innocents here. And he is on our team. Alright, so we need one more. We have a hacker, we have a seducer, we have an infiltrator, and in combat op, normally I pick this guy here, Catch. He's badass, but we're not doing that this time. We're shaking things up a little bit. Let's see here. We need to look at some of these and just see. What does Padma do? Loyal, patriot, pacifist, honest. No. Empress. Master of disguise. She's a ghost. High profile. Wheelman is good for getting people out. Killer. Puppet master. Knife fighter. Temperamental. Jinx. No. No. We do need a spy hunter. Even if it looks like she stole Sarah Connor's clothes from Terminator 2. Let's take a look at a few others here real quick, but she's a solid pick here. A punch. We need a puppet master, negotiator, and spy hunter. Okay, he's got negotiator, and he's a strong hacker as well. He's a bit of a pacifist, but I think he's going to be our pick. We may just have to deal with not having a good... Oh, never mind. Here we go, Rambler. This is our spy hunter right here. Firearms expert, strong intelligence score. This guy's good. This is who I would pick for a hacker if we hadn't picked Double K, I think. Okay, that'll work. Let's recruit this guy. And this will be our team. Our impossible mission team, basically. Hacker. Seducer. More or less our fighter slash exfiltration specialist. He can get in anywhere and fight without or with weapons. And then our spy hunter. We're a little light on combat ability, if I'm being honest. But I think we'll be okay. Alright, so, world map. You guys are familiar with how the world works. If I come up here, I can look at our research trees. The idea is to unlock these nodes. Each of them's usually worth 3. It's worth less if you unlock something that somebody else has already unlocked, or if you decide to do something different with the power other than keep it for yourself. It does look like the cast to a Netflix original heist movie, and that's actually not far off from what we're doing. Alright, so we've got 2 big options here. We can go with health, or we can go with robotics. Given our lack of combat capability, I want to get to lightning here, which gives us soldiers with extraordinary reflexes and superhuman speed. Panacea is nice, but it's mostly a diplomatic boost. So I'm going to take this guy out of health where he excels and use him to get an edge and robotics. So we should get to that before anybody else. Alright, so we've got a bunch of people here, and we need to figure out what we're going to do with everybody. As you can see on each country here, we have a half red ring and a half blue ring. The red ring is the alert level. We'll use our hackers to try and bring that down, and should that fail, we have some additional options. The blue ring is our diplomatic ties. We want to keep that high, and we can do that through giving up some of our own economic secrets, destroying our relationship with the United States, but improving our relationship with another country. We can get blackmail material. We got a lot of things that we can do, really. So, let's start with our hacker. And then we're going to see what we can find for people here. Here's all the countries. This will change almost entirely in the first day. So we can't really say, oh, China is the next closest to us. There's nothing special about it. It is in alphabetical order with the exception of us, who is always ranked as number 1. So let's just go for the country that's closest to us, United Kingdom. We'll say, go ahead and hack the UK. We can see that their security is 2. We want to reduce that by reducing their alert level. We get a bonus to hardware because we're a hacker. And since we're anonymous, it will never be traced back to us with this guy, so it doesn't matter what the discretion is. Alright. Now, she can go anywhere. She's not particularly brilliant, but she's not terrible by any stretch. So let's send her to France. Now, we have the option. Right now, we've got her spec'd out with a rifle. If we say fast travel and get there in 1 turn, she has to ditch her rifle and find another one there should she want to use any sort of run-and-gun exfiltration. Or we can say that she can infiltrate and it'll take her 3 turns to get there. But let's go ahead and just fast travel. That's fine. Alright. This guy is not particularly smart, but we're still going to go ahead and send him to do some investigation in the UK. So hop to it. Now, this guy, significantly smarter. Look at that, 7 intelligence. We're going to send him to do some on-the-ground work in Germany. Go ahead and ditch your gun. We're also going to send our surveillance drone to England. The guy that's going to be doing some research there is not particularly clever, so we're going to give him a slight advantage by sending a drone. Don't get too attached to the drone. The first couple of times that we negotiate, we're probably going to piss our country off so bad that they're going to take drones away from us. There we go. Russia and France just jumped to the top. That's alright. That's alright. Director. The situation's very serious. We are in last place. Fix it. Steal scientists, hack data centers for information or blackmail diplomats, whatever. We must stay in the race at all costs. Well, not a problem. We're working on it right now. So, what do we got here? If we hover over here, because he is firearms expert, it will only take him 2 turns to get a gun. We need to wait an extra turn for the drone to get over here anyway. It would take 5 turns to locate a Sigma agent, 3 turns to do recon. So go ahead and acquire a gun. Now, she is a bit smarter. See how it only takes her 2 turns to find Sigma scientists? So go look for those. Takes him 3 turns. So get to it. And then, of course, we have our hackers still working on lowering the security ratings. We'll be using these on all of these countries here to try and make it safer for our agents to exfiltrate. There we go. See, we're no longer in last place. Everything jumps around a lot here. Alright. So, I've gained complete control of their alert system. They'll stop paying attention to our operations in their territory. We've reduced the overall alert rate in the UK to 20%. That's going to make it easier for this guy to do his searching. It also means our hacker is free again. So, let's go ahead and start looking for Sigma scientists here. It's faster for him to do it. It only takes him 2 turns to do a hack. So we can steal data, lower the alert level, install ransomware, which gives us a diplomatic advantage. We can delete an arrest warrant. That way we don't have to have people sneak in there. Or we can locate scientists, and that's what we're going to do. That'll save this guy who's slow from looking for scientists, and hopefully it will be just him interacting with them. So next turn. Okay, he's acquired a nice rifle here. It looks like France is doing robotics. That's going to be our field. So I want to get in there and I want to take one of France's, I think. And here's our spouse. She comes in and she says, I heard you were assigned as the head of the Sigma division. Please accept my congratulations. And we can say, hey, your love and support gets me through everything. Or we can say, I need your help. And we can scratch each other's back. And then here, we basically call them out on being political. I suspect there are different endings and plots that show up depending on how nice you are to your spouse. But let's just say, thank you. Your love and support means a lot to me. She says, I'm touched, but hey, we're in politicians. We know what's going on. But it did improve our romantic relationship. Awesome. Who is this fucker? The Savastino cartel. They want to take over the black market in European countries. Well, that doesn't bother me. He says that if you help us, we'll be generous. And if you betray us, we'll reveal your agents' identities to your enemies. That would make it a little harder to get into places, but it's not terrible. It just means that whatever country they are in, they will get an arrest warrant for. This says, Professor Choquet Bruhat in France has key contacts that they want. Make them into a double agent. All right, let's work together. No point in getting outed right now. We have 7 days to work on this. And making them a double agent just means convincing them to work for us. It's not that big of a deal. We can do that. All right, so tell me a little bit about who we found. There's one scientist we don't know a lot about and one we do know a fair bit about. Let's hope this is the roboticist. It's not. It's the other one. Okay. Well, she's chauvinistic, so she's going to react better to French people. And misogynistic, she will react poorly to attempts by women. Unfortunately, we have a woman there. So, instead, let's have her investigate the other person. Identify them. In 2 turns, we'll know who this person is, and we'll know their traits. And we'll see if, hopefully, we can seduce them. That's the hope here with Aphrodite. All right, what do we know about England? Nothing. Tomorrow, we should know all their scientists when the hack finishes. So for now, we won't do... Well, we could investigate this lady here. It may raise the alert level, but I think it only takes 1 day to do this. So it's better than letting them sit around. Yep, just 1 day. Alright, we found out that they are paranoid, narcissistic, and we have some compromising data that shows that they are up to some insider trading. We also see that the Brits have a roboticist as well. Now, important fact. You can only do 2 scientists per specialty. You can put them into a different one. They gain a penalty of like 50%. But we really only need 1 roboticist. Hopefully, in 1 turn, we'll know if this is a better roboticist. But for right now, let's see what we've got. Susan Higgs, finance. She's incorruptible, which means that we can't bribe her. Or we can, but it's very likely to fail. She's chaste, which means we probably can't seduce her. And then without ties. It means they have no ties holding them down. I believe that means they are susceptible to being psychologically convinced to join us. Now, finance is a nice one to have. All these specialties are, but let's look at this guy here. Misogynistic, he's wary of women, he's flighty. He quickly drops his guards for an attractive person. So while he might not trust a woman, he prefers women and he is being seduced, so these two kind of cancel each other out. And then the seductive ability should actually give a benefit. So I think she's going to be a good one to use for it. If we look at her profile, she's got that seducer. Alright, so then what do we have here for Germany? What are we doing here? Not much of anything. If you will go ahead and start identifying them, takes 2 turns. No big deal. We need to do something with our hacker here, so let's keep working on some of these things. Let's come over here and delete the arrest warrant that's there. That way we can get Agent Rambler over here in 2 days. No problem. Yep, we have somebody that's not doing anything, but that's fine. I don't really want him to do anything this turn. Okay, I was able to collect some intel on the scientists, but they were detected. This went up. We need to work that down here before too terribly long. But let's see what we can find out about this other guy. Jean Thibault d'Acronville. Unfortunately, we found out his name. We found out that he's a dude, but we didn't find out anything else. That's troubling. Okay. Let's look at this lady here. We really need to get her switched over. Wary of women. Likes French people. This is a dude, and he's French, so we're going to try and get him into France here butt quick. We're going to get her over to the United Kingdom so that she can work on seducing this other person. I don't want to waste time on the other roboticist that we don't know anything about. We're also going to keep him here for the moment, but we're going to start him doing recon. That's going to be a permanent bonus for him anytime that he's operating here in the United Kingdom. Now, let's talk to Diana Kirkpatrick, who is the lead of their Sigma team. We'll say tomorrow we would very much like to have a meeting. I don't really have anything on anybody else, although we'll work on getting it. Frieda von Humboldt is the scientist that we discovered in Germany. Looks like she's an astrophysicist. We also have Japan that is asking for some combat assistance in Somalia. We'll get to that here in just a moment, because we've now started our meeting with Diana Kirkpatrick. We know that she's paranoid. We know that she's narcissistic. So let's say we're the only ones who can stand up to the real power behind the throne. We're paranoid with each other. This should... Yeah, there we go. She trusts us a little more. Finally, someone who understands how can I help you. So I could ask them for a scientist. This is actually really useful sometimes. Sometimes you can trade one of your scientists for an ability that you don't use for one of theirs. But right now, all I really want to do is improve relations. I want our diplomatic relations to go up. Actually, you know what? They have robotics research. Let's say access to research in robotics. Would it be possible to share it? And what is she offering us? Well, we could grant them access to some of our research. I don't know that I want to do that. We don't want to offer them future considerations. It pretty much never works. we're going to offer them... We'll offer to recall our surveillance drone. And she says yes. So it just means that we're going to pull this out. No big deal. And we've received some research that's going to help us out with our robotics. So this is going to come away. We can actually send it right back should we want to. I thought we were going to be able to use this pressure point here, but it wasn't something we had an option to do. I'm going to go ahead and request another meeting here in a couple of days and see if we can do that as well. All right. Now, Aphrodite. Professor Laird Goodall here. He is unfortunately a little misogynistic, but he's also flighty. He likes pretty people, and you are Miss Universe. So, please seduce him. Seduction's interesting because sometimes you'll encounter scientists who are heartbroken, and if you can seduce them, you actually fix the heartbroken thing. They're in love with your spy. Of course they will come work for you. So 2 days. Alright, now we want to get him into France. So he's going to get over there post-haste. And we've got to get him working on this lady right here. She's going to like another French guy. And it's a dude, so, I mean, I think we're going to get her really well, and then we're going to look at trying to get her out. Alright, so what are we going to do for our hacker? We are going to come over here, and we're just going to reduce the alert level. Make it a little easier to work around there. He's arrived in Paris. We are almost to the point of having lightning researched. This will be interesting. Director. Our Sigma division needs the rare metal scandium to build a next-generation computer chip. There are scandium deposits in Turkey's. Should we contact him? No, just steal it. It will impact our diplomacy. That's fine. It's deteriorated by 10% down to 50%, but I don't think we care. All right, Anthony Mackie is here to talk to us. He's a representative from the company Defense Robotics, and they're very interested in our research. This will happen with each of the 5 branches. And all he's saying is, I hope we can work together and keep us in mind whenever you research something. We'll have the option to keep the technology or to give it to one of these corporations here. Alright, we are going to have Rambler here go to work on Professor Choquet-Bruhat. If you would just convert her to our cause. He'll use his intellect to try and get her to ideologically work for our country. I think she'll be receptive to it. He's a guy, not a woman. He's French. This should work. Now, we're going to have to keep an eye out. I really want to talk to this lady again. I want to see if we can get some more out of her. Also, what do we have here? Somalia. That Japanese one. All right, we'll send the combat drone out to Somalia. We'll do that to build up a little goodwill with them. Well, not in Turkey's, in the country Turkey specifically. Okay, Professor Goodall agrees to join our Sigma division. From now on, they'll work as a double agent for us. Now, if we leave them here, they will give us a portion of science, and they won't be gone. But we're not going to do that. We're actually going to exfiltrate them. And our hacker has reduced the alert level in France by 30%. Ah, we discovered the lightning technology. By replacing tendons and skeletal muscles with smart nanofibers, we can create soldiers with extraordinary reflexes and superhuman speed. We can keep it for ourselves, and all of our ones will gain lightning implants. We're going to go in and basically cyborg everybody. We're going to pull out their muscles, and we're going to replace them with synthetic fibers. And it will basically make them super fast and really good at hand-to-hand combat. It also will increase our Sigma counter. It's worth 3 points instead of 2. We need to get to 15. And then it will increase our diplomatic relations with Defense Robotics, with our country, and actually with every country in the world. We're not doing that. We're keeping this. By doing so, we've augmented all of our agents, and then it says we're prepared to enhance any future agents you recruit. I've never seen that come back up. Anyway, everybody is super fast, and now we are being contacted by the anti-capitalist brigades. This is basically Occupy Wall Street. It says, however, to please help us. And if you don't, we will kidnap one of your agents and deliver them to your enemies, where they will be tortured and be forced to reveal your most sensitive secrets. That's a real problem for us. We actually really do need to work with these people. We may get an option to go against them, but we may just go with them. Losing an agent is tremendous. I've not found a way to rescue an agent. I've probably played this game 5 or 6 times now. I've never found an agent and been able to rescue them. Whichever way we're going to say, let's work together. All they want us to do is investigate the Russian head of their Sigma Sciences, and that's not a problem. All right, Diana, I want to talk to you again. Let's do this here. The dossier that we have is not great evidence, not a good pay evidence. This is one to build her trust with us. So, hey, look, we have a dossier that I think you're going to want to see. Oh, wow, we went all the way to the top here. She says, I categorically deny all of this. If you know what's good for you, you'll destroy every copy of that. So what do you want? I think we could probably ask for more of their scientific research. That actually worked last time. We would like one of their scientists, but look, man, we're about to steal one of them, so I don't think that's going to work. We could improve our diplomatic relations, but right now they're not bad. I don't see any point in doing this. We could get her to lower the alert level, which will make it much easier to exfiltrate the scientists. So let's do that right now. Go ahead and lower the alert level. Loosen up the pressure you're putting on our people. And what do we offer in exchange? Well, this significantly increases the chances of failure in negotiations. We're going to offer her a little economic advantage. So she's very likely to say yes at this point in time. It is going to hurt our standing with our own government, though. So we've lost 10%. But that's fine. There is literally nobody is looking for somebody here to exfiltrate. Now, we could send the surveillance drone back here, and I'm tempted to do it, but with nothing here, not too worried about. Let's send the surveillance drone to France. Let's get our scientist working on reducing France's security level. And then let's get our pretty lady here headed to Russia. Now, we are going to have this guy right here exfiltrate this scientist. Let's get out of here. We're going to sneak him out. Slightly different game here. So it's reminding us what's going on. We have done recon, so we have a shorter path. That helps a lot. He's got a good gun, because we got that earlier. But we have no spy drones, no drone attacks, and we're not good friends with any organizations, so we can't get their help as well. That's fine. So this is a really short track. This is the shortest track that exists. I took a cab, but I've got a bad feeling about the driver. He's been staring at me in the rearview mirror the entire time. He's suspicious of something. So we're going to say steal his cab. Since he is a black belt, he threw him out of the cab, and he's at the wheel. 400 meters is the longest drive forward that you can possibly do. So, good. We drive straight to the end. We never encountered anybody. Ghost operation. A perfectly executed operation. So we gained 20%, and I was hoping this would be the case. We've gained 20% with our country, so the fact that we had to give up some economic secrets didn't really bother me. Instead, we have another roboticist heading back this way. So we need to look at getting a scientist that's into something else. Health would be a good one. Neuroscience isn't going to be bad. Well, kicking out the Uber driver did not raise any alarms by the time it took us to get to the airport and get boarded. They weren't able to send, like, MI5 after us or anything. It just took too long. So everybody is currently occupied. He's flying back. He's hacking to lower this level. He's working on trying to convert this lady, and she is flying to Russia. Now, I probably could meet with the Russian guy on the 6th. Let's request a meeting. We can keep it pretty neutral, and I can still trade, like, economic secrets for lowering things and stuff like that. Let's cancel it, actually. I don't really know anything that I need to talk to him about. Interesting. I don't see a way to cancel it once I've asked for a meeting. Whatever. That's fine. If we want to have a perfectly normal meeting, I'm also okay with that. Okay, we're the only country that has managed to research anything. Alright. We managed to get Professor Goodall to the United States. Our boss has told us that we've gained their trust. If we lose an agent on a mission, the government can release some more funds to recruit a replacement. And maybe that's why I've never rescued one. Because I usually accept the replacement, and I think you can only have 4 agents at any given time. If I didn't accept the new one, like if I had put a bunch of upgrades into an agent and then I found them, I might be able to get them back. The Savastano cartel is pleased with our work. We've received the list. Remember, we were supposed to turn that one lady into a double agent. And he is offering us the ability for his guys to give us a little special training in intimidation techniques. I believe that this makes them better at either bribery or converting them. So we want somebody like Aphrodite, or we want anybody but Double K, basically. But Aphrodite's stats are probably the most anemic, so she needs the most help from a perk. Let's give it to her. Here we are. Puppet Master trait. More effective at convincing foreign scientists to defect to your country. And I think that honestly is just period. End of story. Anything. But it advances the doomsday clock forward. It's kind of a dark thing to have learned. Alright. In one turn, this surveillance drone should be in France. And in one turn, we should be able to try and get him exfiltrated. He does not have to do any reconnaissance necessary. He starts the game with it. You can see if we look at his profile here, he has recon in France and in England and in the US. So he automatically has those. I really want to pull her out, but I want to wait for the surveillance drone to get there and for the security level to be lowered. So it's just a cakewalk to get him out. So in 2 turns, he can get a gun. In 1 turn, he can get out without one. But he is a firearms expert. I think we're going to rely on the lightning implant and how short it is. We're not going to try and get a gun. He's just going to sit there this turn. Well, the attack drone is just hanging out here, down here at Somalia. There is a... Let's see here. If we come here and look for diplomats, and then find this, they have military operations. I don't know how long you're required to keep a drone down there, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. The drone is actually pretty nice if you get in a combat situation, but hopefully we won't be. All right, so he's our roboticist. He's our health guy, so we'll put him back to work on health. There we go. That's about as good as we're going to get for any of these. So we're going to start progressing down this track. This is not going to get us anything except for favors. This one I think is exoskeletons. This one I think gives us a full cyborg. Somebody becomes a full-on cyborg. Full-on robot chubby. All right. So let's see if we can get her to do... She's terrible at investigating, but I'm thinking we're going to have her go ahead and try anyway. Identify this person. 2 turns. Alright, now since this guy was not injured, we can send him back out into the field. He can go anywhere that we need him to. I think we may want to go to Germany. Because if we go to Germany, we can get another health person. I don't know who it's going to be, but we can get another health person. Or we can start looking at some of these other countries that we haven't looked at. But Russia and Germany are both at the top. And if I'm honest, they seem to consistently be at the top, because they both have perks that make their first scientists particularly good. So let's go ahead and get moving for Germany. He'll have to ditch his gun, but that's fine. Dead or alive, you're sleeping with me. Alright, so that's pretty good. It's going to warn us that we've got one guy sitting idle, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, the alert level in France is down to 0. We've got an agent there. We're all good. But we have a warning from our boss. 1 or more enemy spies have entered our territory. Our intel says they'll act in 7 days. You must investigate their movements as soon as possible. Well, we will absolutely do that. The guy that we're about to exfiltrate with is our spy hunter, so that's exactly who we want there. Director, we should strengthen our relationship. All right. Let's just take a swing at what he might be like. I think a lot of times we can make some real movements if we do paranoid. Yeah, he must be paranoid. That must be one of his traits. Okay. And so we can say, hey, we want to improve relations or anything else like that. A lot of times I just want to say lower the alert level. And then we're just going to offer them some economic advantage. As long as we're above this, we're basically offering an equal trade. So as long as they're not actively disliking us, they usually take it. Perfect. We lost 10% with the US, that's fine, but we decreased the alert level to 0% in Russia. So she's less likely to set off any sort of terrible alarms and get kicked out of the country or anything else like that if she screws it up. Let's go ahead and get this guy to exfiltrate this other scientist. We didn't give him a chance to get a gun or anything. We're going to rely on the fact that he does have recon, so it should be a shorter path. We have a spy drone, and he's had all of his muscles replaced with synthetic quick twitch fibers. So it's a pretty short path. You can kind of view them as spaces here. Every time that they have these sections on the crosswalks that go across, they're basically spaces. I encountered an enemy agent. He has my position and description. I've managed to escape him for now. So he's going to move forward 2 spaces. Since we had a spy drone here, he gave them their exact position, so he's going to get around. So when he goes 1, 2, he's going to blow right by him. Here's the next one. No, he's going to have to fight them, unfortunately. But if we can get past them without killing anybody, we're right on the other side of where we need to go. Alright, so French anti-terrorist forces are after us. We have the option to flee, which uses either of these. We can neutralize them, which always uses strength. We can eliminate them, which uses it. We're just going to try and flee, because our intellect is significantly higher. Unfortunately, they know it's us when that happens. If we can subdue them, we're good, but I don't really care. We just stole 2 of their scientists. It's fine if they don't know it's us. We need to find some additional information on the lead here, on their diplomat. I think we can get our hacker on that, actually. Come over here and data, arrest warrant, locate scientists. Usually it's a thing that you have to send somebody good there to do. You know what? We don't normally do this, but let's have our hacker fly over there. He can go over there in 1 turn and research her and get back. That'll be a total of 3 turns. Alright, what's going on with this guy? We got some scientists here. Who is this? This is their... Oh, she's universal. She is actually really good. We can put her into any slot that we want. She's loyal, which means that she can't be converted, but she can be seduced or bribed or threatened. We've got some options here. He is not particularly good at anything, but he is methodical. He's got good physical, so we're going to have him try and seduce her. His methodical plus his... yeah, that should work. Try for seduction. It'll take him 4 turns, but it should work. Another thing that we want to do is we want to get that drone out of that city. We'll bring it over to Germany, because that's probably the next time we're going to try and exfiltrate somebody. Yeah, it is very simplified from this. I've just kind of viewed it as sort of a espionage solitaire, and I've been enjoying it for that. All right, so we found Susan Higgs. This is interesting, because I think we've seen Susan Higgs somewhere else. I think they were in England, and I think they've been stolen. All right. I'm in the middle of negotiations with Korea. Someone stole my diplomatic case. I can send an agent. I'm not going to send an agent. I will send... You can have a drone. Good enough. We got plus 5%. I feel like if we send an agent, we probably would have gotten 10. So, our surveillance drone is headed over to Korea. Alright, so let's look at this lady here. Professor Higgs. Finance. I feel like we just saw her over like in England or something like that. Because I know that we talked about chaste and incorruptible and without ties. We have to be able to convert her. We might be able to do it with her, actually. We have Puppet Master. Even though our intellect isn't super high, it's a 5, and we have Puppet Master. Yeah, let's do it. 2 days. That's the right one, right? Yeah, can't seduce, can't bribe. Convert, though. All right. Give it a shot. Now we've got our hacker over here. He's just going to investigate Anne. Doesn't seem like a very French name, Casanave. But hey, you know, whatever. There's people in all sorts of countries that have family names that originated somewhere else. So it should only take one day. We should absolutely get everything that's back. And if we look here, when can we ask for contact? The 12th? Yeah, absolutely. Let's ask for it now. I'm expecting we'll get a return on this. All right, so he successfully brought a scientist over. Perfect. Since we had nobody in this slot, it automatically assigned her. But honestly, I'm not too interested in neurosciences. I'm more interested in health. Because we already have a scientist there. I would rather have a 3 than 2 2s. Everybody else is going to be operating at like a 2. 3 gives us a slight advantage. Okay. We gotta do something with this guy, though. Rambler, you need to start investigating Alpha. He is over here, and in 6 days, he's gonna do some stuff. We've automatically got Recon over here. And he is a spy hunter, so he's gonna have a better chance at getting this guy. If we can capture Nature, we can do some really cool stuff. Agents, if we interrogate them right, give us several one-time use opportunities. Like completely removing alarm levels or getting incriminating evidence or stuff like that. Uh-oh, Germany just made an advance. Alright, so narcissistic. It's the only thing we found out about her. That's not good. Germany has the Solar Network, which is the astrophysics branch. It's basically satellites in space that will beam energy by a laser down here. Unfortunately, they put us at the end of the list, which means that every country is really getting us. Basically, it means that our research is going to be a little bit slower than everybody else's. Vanavar, we're in the midst of a global crisis, but I've noticed you do everything you can to ensure that our professional responsibilities and tensions don't affect our relationship. Thank you. I love you. Okay, so we're good there. We're gonna try again. Get in there. Find some more. I'm willing to spend another day on that. We really want to get some compromising evidence on her before we have our meeting. Nope, nothing accessible. And the alert level in Russia went up. She wasn't able to get there. She's not really that good at it. We did find a German spy named Caliph, though. Alright, what does the Savastino cartel need? Investigate the French Sigma head. You have 5 days. That's literally what we've been trying to do here. So they come back to us and they say, hey, we know that you're working with them. It's a dangerous alliance, but we can totally defeat them. Like, we can get rid of them together. It will increase our stuff, but they're going to know, and you're still going to lose an agent. And I'm not willing to do that. So, we're going to choose not to work with them. This is a problem. We're down to 11% with them. Like, we're close to going to war. Kind of a problem. We may have to give her, like, some research or something else like that in order to get that up. What do we got going on here, hacker? Can you do anything here? Alright, we're going to do this. We're going to install a little ransomware. And that ransomware is going to give us a little bit of an edge when we have our negotiations here in a couple of days. I don't super need this woman because she's finance. It's not really what we're investing in right now. If we look at what we need, I need another health person so that we're not dragooning our neuroscience person into it. Or we need another neuroscientist. So let's go find another country. How about... let's keep looking at Germany. That's all I can think of is, let's keep doing Germany. Also, let's take a look at our German spy here. Okay, we can deal with this guy. Unfortunately, he's never going to give us any compromising information, even under torture. It doesn't mean that we can't give him back, however, to gain some currency with the Germans, and that's probably what we're going to do. The other option is that we can keep him, and they're forever just an agent down, but I really don't know if they have the same kind of a thing. We could say counter, which sends him back home. I'd rather capture him, because our strength is pretty good. Recon, firearms expert, and spy hunter is going to give us a tremendous advantage on this guy. So, Rambler, go get him. How are we for all the others? India's pretty low. If they stay low for too long, they're eventually going to start dropping out of the race. So let's get her down to India. I must deal with a last-minute emergency. I'll be unavailable until tomorrow. Yeah, okay, so that's the thing that can happen every now and then. Okay, we got 2 days to destabilize, to investigate the Russian... Ah, shit. Alright. No, lady. You gotta do this. Investigate this guy right now. I got 2 days. We gotta do it, or this group is gonna get bad, and they're gonna give up one of our guys. I don't want people to get kidnapped and taken away. Okay, good. We did what we needed to do. We have seduced Frieda von Humboldt. And we captured the spy Caliph. Uh-oh. Russia just completed Mentalis. That's one of the psych ones that they have. And the neuroscience ones. And they can use it to steal a scientist from us later. Right now, it's just going to boost Russia's research speed. Director, the Anti-Capitalist Brigades is pleased with your work. We have access to Wall Street. We're making progress. We've presented Aphrodite to our contacts. They can now access our weapon stockpiles around the world. So, all this means is we can pick one agent, and this agent will be able to get a gun anywhere they are out in the world because they have access to the smuggler trait. I think the person that we're most interested in having access to a gun is probably Durak. He is effective in unarmed combat, though, so we could give it to Rambler. Let's give it to Rambler. Okay, Doomsday Clock has moved forward by 1 minute. It's not great. We need to release a tech selflessly before too terribly long. That way we can, reduce the Doomsday Clock a little bit. Okay. Now that she did that research, I still don't really care what's going on with this guy, but let's see what we got. Nothing. She didn't actually find anything. We just performed the action. All right, get down to India. Okay. Would be really nice to reduce this. She can stay working for us for a little bit without that being a problem. But let's look at this guy here. Omerta and Jailbreaker. He may be able to escape from custody on his own. You know, give him a long interrogation here. He deployed a Jailbreaker. Let's go ahead and suspend the interrogation. We are going to try trading him to Germany pretty much immediately before he can get out. We don't know anything at all about this guy, but it doesn't really matter. Request a meeting. As long as he doesn't escape before then, we can give it away, and that'll be fine. Where are we gonna send him? He's pretty smart. I'm considering letting him do a computer hack. His methodical trait means he'll be slow, but he's very likely to get it right. If we fast travel, he will probably get arrested. That's not what we want. How about you go to England? Fast travel and lose your gun, that's fine. I think England is close enough that we'll hopefully be able to have him do a decent hack in there. Who's not doing anything? This guy's not doing anything. Alright, go ahead and start doing recon in Germany then. It'll make it easier for you to get out because you'll have a shorter path. Be careful of the giant psychic squids in New York. Yeah, for real. Alright, so our double agent gave us 4% of research towards astrophysics. We don't really need to worry too much about that. We have a spy in our country again. 6 days. I almost just kind of wish we'd left Rambler, but we'll see. India is doing some wars in Iraq. They really want us to use our combat drone, but it's already kind of engaged. We did get the ransomware in on France, which is good. Alright. Germany completed Panacea. So they are doing the health branch, and they are just slightly ahead of us. Sadly, they kept it to themselves. So instead of them getting a bonus, everybody around the world getting a bonus and moving this down, they're going to have an easier time of getting scientists to work for them, which is actually kind of our bonus. We're happy with your course of action. Personally, I'm organizing a small gathering at my manor with some lobbyists and influential individuals in the international diplomacy. We thought it would be good to explain the challenges of Sigma. It would be the highlight of the workshop, and it would last for 3 days. I don't want to give up a scientist, because we don't get to choose which one. If we say we don't have time, I know we just take a hit. Let's say you make me ashamed. Our division is not here just to improve our image. This disrespect is indefensible. My scientists, the brightest minds in the world, are working day and night to prevent an enemy creating an unknown weapon. She says, so be it. We actually reduced the doomsday clock by 1 minute, but we still took the diplomacy hit. India has abandoned the race for Sigma Tech. Perfect. We knew it was coming. We got somebody there. There's even already a scientist. So let's immediately try and exfiltrate the scientists. I don't care who they are, what they do. Anytime they go out like that, there's 0, 1, or 2 scientists that show up. So if I can kind of predict who's going to come out on bottom next, like it looks like Japan may be the next one, I like to get somebody over that direction before too terribly long and start investigating. Alright, he needs 2 more days. That's fine. I kind of want to get the surveillance drone over there anyway. I think we need to look at getting our hacker to reduce... Hard to say. On the one hand, I kind of want to be able to use malware on Germany. But I think we're going to return their guy anyway, so I don't think it's really going to matter. Let's see if we can do... We've got malware on them. That's fine. Let's just see if we can reduce the alert level. And I guess we're going to have to send this guy home. I was going to try and use him to, like, get something else, but I just don't think it's necessarily going to be worth it. United Kingdom is way down at the bottom of the list, so getting over there and hacking that... Not a huge deal. Go back over here. You're going to spend a lot of time in the US trying to detect and capture spies. Alright, now, we can again come in here and look at this guy and try and interrogate him. I don't want to give him any more chances to leave, so we'll just leave it be for now. She's going to keep giving us astrophysics data, which is fine. We don't really care about the astrophysics data, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have it. Okay. Darshan Kumar Singh is actually a health scientist. Perfect. Okay, so we've unlocked Switch. This learning combat AI is capable of making millions of decisions per second, managing a battlefield completely autonomously. Human generals may become obsolete. Alright, so here's the thing. If we keep it, we don't get any benefit other than the fact that we get 3 points instead of 2 points. If we do this, we're going to get some bonuses from defense later. We get a bonus with our country. We get a bonus from every country in the world because no one person retains this tech. Everybody has it. We've open sourced battlefield management. Director Defense Robotics is particularly satisfied with the delivery of the Switch project. We will do everything that we can to support your future initiatives. So, everybody's relationship improved by 10%. We got 2 points. Worked out pretty good. Korea has completed the project codenamed Stability, and I don't know what that is. I think that's the financial one. Yes. Basically, we will no longer be able to bribe Korean scientists. The health people decided that they would like to work with us. That's fine. Alright. Here we go. So, Defense Robotics is offering us 2 things. Either surveillance drones take 1 day to travel, which I think is what we're going to go for, or any agent of our choice will gain the firearms expert trait, which I don't care as much about. We're going to take this so that we can move our single drone around much more rapidly. Okay, so she's kind of mad at us. This is pretty low. We know that she's narcissistic. So we've kind of got to figure out what we think her other trait might be, or only play on narcissistic. So if we wanted to do that, we could say, it's a great honor to meet with you. And I think that would probably work. And then we have to figure out if there's something else. Like if she's narcissistic, this would work. I don't know. We're just going to do this. We're just going to say, hey, it's a great honor to meet you. Oh shit. Fine, get to the point. What do you want? Honestly, I just want to improve relations at this point. And what are we offering? It's got to be a good thing. Ransomware key. We know the hackers who installed the ransomware and can ask them to unlock it for you. It's unacceptable. Well, fine. Basically, I haven't sucked up to her enough, I guess. I don't really know how else I'm going to get that political thing up unless I just do some other stuff over time. We've really kind of messed with France. Having several failures in a row is not really doing us any good. Alright, so our combat drone is back. Let's go ahead and send it over to Iraq. We also got a scientist here. She's a health scientist, so we'll put our neuroscientist over there and actually get our health scientist down here. Ooh. Huh. Interestingly enough, it says charlatan. If we take that out, he's so good. It's his specialty. He must be a genius. She's performing at half ability, unfortunately. Yeah, she's performing at half ability. Doesn't matter. 6 is still pretty good. We may be able to make it down this path. Nobody else is following this. Germany is coming up on it, but slowly. So we're not too terribly worried about that. Alright. Yeah, I think Japan is probably going to fold before too long. And I would like to be able to get some of their scientists and stuff. So actually, you know what, Rambler? I think you actually have a spy you have to identify. There we go. Do that. He'll unmask the spy. I think we're going to send her to Japan. Fast travel. I want her to see if she can find any Sigma scientists over there. If we find the scientists before they fold, we're guaranteed at least some of them whenever they're revealed. But if we don't know if they have any scientists in the first place and they fold, we may get no scientists. Well, it's because she has the charlatan trait, boo. It gives her minus 50%. She's got a good name, but she's kind of a fraud. I'm not entirely sure how to get this up. She is so mad that she doesn't want this. We could do more research, but I am kind of afraid that if we keep having him look, that we're gonna fail. Now, if we get a French spy, if the spy we catch is French, and there's a good chance that they're French or Korean or Russian, then we might be okay. I have a feeling that we might fail this. This guy's thing should unlock tomorrow. We should be able to get him to investigate her one more time. Hopefully it goes well. Wow, Germany's actually ahead of us now. This is starting to become a problem. Alright. The alert level decreased in Germany by 20%, so that's good. Recon is completed. Uh-oh. Anti-capitalist brigades want us to steal data from the Russian Sigma cell. That's fine. We can do that. We have 7 days to do that. Now, the Russians... the Russians know that we're working with them, and they would very much like us to stop. Now, we didn't do this with France, and we shot ourselves real bad in the foot. But it is the anti-capitalist brigades that are going to reveal one of our agents, and we don't know which one. And if they reveal, like, our hacker, we're in some deep dookie. So... no. I know I've made a mistake. It does suck, but at least you're only down to 50%. I'm fine with that. Alright, you've got 1 day. Investigate this woman again. Your 8 intellect should let you get it done, man. Alright, we are sneaking this lady out of Germany. Right now, I think. Let's check his profile real quick. Yeah, he's a black belt. We do not need him to get a gun. Time to steal this lady. Get out. And head home. So I'm glad we did our recon. It does make this path shorter. We've got our spy drone here. Unfortunately, the alert level, which does not raise the exterior alert level, it's just how well you do without getting caught that does that, but it always starts equivalent to what the nationwide alert level is. So, kind of a long path, but we've got drones. Oh, perfect. I had to hide for a few minutes in a side street used by drug dealers. One of them sold me a weapon for cash. Oh, wow. We got a really good rifle. Now, we've eluded these guys. If we have to start shooting these guys, it's a bad news situation. Black belt plus lightning, though, makes us really potent. I've arrived at the luxury hotel from the briefing. The rear exit's manned by police who seem to be guarding a VIP. I'll have to find another route. We can say go upstairs into the hotel, or there's a parking garage adjacent. Let's go to the parking garage. We might be able to get a car. He used his intellect, which is his less weak ability, or his less strong ability, unfortunately. He stole a car, but he tripped the alarm. Ah, well. 200 meters, that's fine. Oh, enemy contact. Well, this is not good. But we'll see how it goes. GSG 9, and there's 6 of them. Fleeing is intellect or strength, whatever's higher. Strength for eliminate, but that's going to be bad. Let's neutralize these guys. We have our lightning implant, we have strength, and we are a black belt. So, Durak may look fairly normal, but he is wired. He just knocked out, Matrix style, 6 German counterterrorism operatives. No problem. Nobody to report him. Just leaving our embassy, there's an unexpected checkpoint at the exit. 2 men, I can handle him. Yep, take him by surprise. Deployed black belt. It's done. I overcame them so quickly no one was able to raise the alarm. It actually lowered the alarm. I see a potential shortcut. I have to go through a storage hangar. There's a guard, but he's facing away from me. Knock him out, take the shortcut. Lowered our level. See, black belt and then lightning is just so incredibly powerful. That's why we went for it at the beginning. So, we're up to 90% approval rate. Germans have no idea that we just took this guy. Well, this lady. And they are on their way back. Alright, let's get our surveillance satellite moving over here. We're going to meet with the German tomorrow. Blackmail should resolve automatically, hopefully it works. Oh, somebody is unused. You're unused. Why don't you look for scientists? An intern. Whew. We must have got it just in time. Yeah, we did. It didn't give us any new information, but we did what we're supposed to. Okay, Green Crescent. That'll be interesting. Let's meet with the German. Uh-oh. Pleased with our work. Good. We've received your report. Excellent work. In return, we put pressure on your leaders to allow you more freedom in your operation. So, clicked forward on the doomsday clock a little bit. But our country completely loves us at this point. Let's talk to Otto. Director, my country's leaders send their regards. How's your research going is the most neutral of all options, and I just want to give him his spy back. So I don't really want to, accidentally piss him off. But I also kind of want to take a chance that we're going to be able to help him out. So let's assume maybe that he's paranoid. And let's say we're the only ones that can stand up to the real power behind the throne. Haha. So he does have the paranoid trait. Okay. What would we like? We would like... Well, honestly, I kind of want access to his research. Let's see if he'll do it. Access to research in... neurosciences? We have a neuroscientist, right? And then we have 2 people in health and 2 people in robotics. So we could get ahead on robotics, but I think we're already ahead. Let's try neuro. What will we give him in exchange? We'll release your agent back to you. Caliph. Yeah, he took it. We got 74% research. Nice. Alright, let's see what that looks like over here. Oh yeah, 74% of the way to Mentalis. Okay. That's definitely progress in the right direction. I'd like to find another astrophysicist or another neuroscientist. So yeah, we gave him his guy back, who was not going to ever give us anything. All right. Green Crescent. Seducer, negotiator, and high profile. I would really like to have her as an agent, honestly. That's 2 out of the 3 ways to be able to get somebody. Well, we can't really recruit anybody like this. This is just a thing. So, go ahead and capture her. We still didn't get anything at all out of her. This is just madness. Madness, I say. Alright. Well, if we're not going to get anything from her, then we're just going to leave France alone. Go home. What do you got going on here? You managed to seduce this lady. She may, if we ever lose him, she might gain heartbroken. We really need to be operating hard on Germany. So, go ahead and... Oof. Yeah, infiltrate. It'll take him 3 days to get there. It would be nice if I had a spare hacker just sitting around instead of flying back. That could get rid of his arrest warrant, but by the time he gets back and sets up to do whatever, he'll be almost there anyway, so it's not a big deal. End turn. Alright, so we captured Green Crescent. Perfect. Alert level increased in Japan. Sadly, she is just not good at that kind of stuff. Director, my country is going through a difficult period that could lead to civil war. I'm worried. I'd like to take a few days to visit and then try and ease tensions. If you won't do it for me, do it for thousands of lives at stake. That's going to take Double K out of play for like 3 days, and I don't really want to do it. Thanks to you, my country is going to be plunged into revolution. I think it'll be alright. Alright, so the neuroscience guys are now after us. It's fine. We're willing to do some stuff. What happened to Germany here? He didn't really say. They're on alert. I think all that means is that their alert level went up. It's fine. Look, buddy, I need you to do hacking more than I need you to do anything else. Germany. Start by... Start by locating their scientists, actually. Tell me more. They've got more than one scientist. And she's not going to have any good luck over there, so let's send her over to Germany. She might be able to seduce someone. Alright, who did we capture? We captured Green Crescent. What did... She's decided that she's going to do something that has got a money symbol on it. I know she said she needed to take care of some business. I don't know what that's going to do. Previously, we canceled and then basically assigned her to do something else, and she did it, so... Whatever way. Green Crescent. China. Okay, let's interrogate her. Now, we have her resistance. That's the vertical bar, the fire. And then we have health. Her health is very low. We take a big dramatic hit with somebody if we accidentally kill them. So let's try a long interrogation. It's the most mild thing that we can do. Perfect. Tell me the weaknesses of the Chinese security defenses. Alright, so any sort of Sigma investigations that are going to happen in China will happen more quickly. We'll come back to her tomorrow. Now, we could also trade her off to China for whatever, but we don't need to right now. We do need to look at hacking Russia. We'll do that before too long. Alright, do we have any spies left over here? No, no more spies. Where can't you go? Where are you going to get arrested? Just France. Alright, I want you over in Germany as well. I mean, like, everybody is focusing on Germany right now. real curious to see what's going to resolve out of what she's doing. So I'm just going to let her do it because I don't know what it is. Okay. We've arrived at Berlin. We got 1 point for researching something that somebody else already did, Mentalis. We're on our way over here. Chameleon, we're on our way. Ares, we're on our way. Alright, what did you get? Nothing. He's still hacking. Okay. And she's flying. He'll be there in 1 day. Let's move the surveillance drone over there as well. Alright, what are you going to do here? Go ahead and get a gun. That'll only take you 1 day to do. And then everybody should be there, and then we should know a bunch about... Yeah, there we do. We know a bunch about all their scientists. Perfect. They've got a neuroscientist and an astrophysicist. These are the two I'm mostly interested in. So Natalia Mikhailovna Ledzinskaya or Mehmet Arf. Those are the two I want to know about. So... she's a genius. Oh, that's a good one. 150% output. She's corruptible. She's a prisoner, so she's less effective for those people. Undetectable. Makes her more difficult to approach, but I think that's all right. Is anybody particularly good at convincing people? Puppet Master. If nobody else, we'll have Aphrodite try. Is anybody good at bribery? No, and I'm pretty sure this is also a no. Yeah, okay. But methodical's nice. Methodical generally is supposed to guarantee a successful outcome. What about this other guy, Mehmet Arf? He's without ties, misogynistic, flighty, incorruptible, undetectable. Okay, so... flighty, though. He quickly drops his guard with an attractive person. Alright. We are going to send her after Mehmet Arf. I know that he is misogynistic, but I think seducing is where it's at. Because she is a seducer. So that gives her a bonus. Flighty is a bonus, and the misogynistic is a penalty. But so that's more bonuses than penalties. Alright, so that's pretty good. And then, what is going on with her? Genius, corruptible. So we just need somebody who's going to not fail. We'll have you do it. If you will bribe her, that would be great. It'll take him 3 days. And then what is going on with Professor Hay? Finance. But he's a charlatan and a prisoner. So he's doing almost nothing for them at this point in time. You know what? You can hang on to him. He's pretty garbage. And then there's Professor Thoreau. That's fine. We're already full up on engineering already. This guy's going to hang out here because he is a better exfiltration than she is. She's going to get him out there, and he is going to get them out. So he's already got a gun. He's already got reconnaissance. There's not really a lot that he needs to do right here. He doesn't need to look for other scientists. He doesn't need to work on anybody else. If we're going to have you do anything, maybe do a little researching on Otto von Lenzer. And then let's look at hacking. We've got 2 spies over here. Shit, man. When did that happen? Charlie, 5 days remaining. Delta, 5 days remaining. Alright, well, first off, we're going to hack Russia and steal some Sigma data. That's what we need to do for this. And then we will have him start working on at least countering them. Let's look at our prisoner here. from China. Health is still pretty low. It does not get better over time. That's just her health. So, long interrogation. Let's... You know what? Tell me about the Chinese alert systems. It drops the alert down to 0. And then suspend. Now we could sell her off to them for some... selling's maybe not the right word, but we can basically give her back. We're not going to do it. I use the guy who does not have methodical. I think this guy's got methodical. Yeah, he's got methodical. I think both guys that are there have methodical. Yeah, they both have methodical. So it should work for both of them. Okay, good. He found... And he may be worth sending to France just because he's methodical. Ignorant, paranoid, and he has a psychiatric history. So, I think I want to talk to him here in a minute. We're going to make some threats. We need a mole to infiltrate France. That'll be you. Make sure you have excellent diplomatic relations with them. You have 12 days. That's going to be tough. I don't have a French spy to just offer them, and they're already mad at me. I think I can undergo a meeting where I just give them some stuff. Oh, here we go. Perfect. We'll take Pax Romana. It's going to increase our diplomatic relations with everybody by 1% per day. I mean, if we give it a week, we'll get up to almost 30%, which isn't terrible. All right. How much longer do these guys have to go? One more day. 2 more days. There's really not much else that I can have him do. Not that's not going to take several days, so we're just going to have him sit there and hope that he can exfiltrate whatever happens here. I don't think we're going to get to the other game in time. It's taking a little longer than I expected to. That's fine. Alright, so we did seduce Mehmet Arf. We also stole some research data from the Russians. Vanavar, we've been negotiating with France for 5 years to establish a unique partnership. We're almost ready to sign the agreement. They've learned of us, and they want us to give them some of your Sigma research as part of the agreement. Please help. We're so close. Ouch. Alright, but they need to give us something in return. Okay. They received 50% of our research, and we've received half of theirs. Okay. Director, the Anti-Capitalist Brigades is pleased with your work. The data we collected allow us to install a Trojan horse on the Tokyo and Frankfurt stock exchanges. Comrade, the world as you know it will soon disappear. Well, that was already going to be true. During our operation, we found information you might be interested in. It's yours. The clock moved forward by 1 minute. I really am going to have to release something, hopefully soon, that will reduce that. We received 50% research results for financial. Whatever. Okay, Star Frontier is very interested in us doing things. That's fine. Alright, so we got one guy that we're ready to exfiltrate. I'm fine with that. We have our drone. So let's get Mr. Arf out now. Oh, I was going to play a soup game if we had enough time. If this game didn't run too long. Alright, well, he's done recon. He's got a gun. We've got a spy drone. It's going to be a long run, though. Tried to shake off a patrol hiding in a warehouse. The warehouse was not abandoned. I think it's one of the Savastano cartel's hidden cells. We could tell the Savastano cartel that they work for us. I don't know what'll happen, so we're going to hide and wait. Oh, the authorities found their way in. There was a shootout between them and the terrorists, which I knew would happen, but I've never seen anybody get hurt from that before. That sucks. Saw a patrol racing toward me. I crossed the street to avoid them just as a car arrived. I was not fast enough. He got hit by a car. Damn, dude! This guy's in real trouble. Yeah, neutralize him, get out of there. Enemy contact. Avoiding these guys is no longer an option. Well, I don't know if it's going to be 60 seconds or 60 parsecs. Do you see the title? 60 parseconds later. We're in deep shit, really. But we're going to take neutralized. There's only 4 of them. Cool. We kicked their asses. We probably would have gone down if we had taken damage, though. Alright, what's going on here? I've eluded their patrol, proceeding to the objective. They're almost there. We may make it out. This dude's going to spend a bunch of time in the hospital, though. Whew. Okay. It was a ghost operation, so we're good. So you can see that this alert level 3 is pretty rough. And we're still 12 minutes to midnight. But we stole another scientist. Ah, answering Holly's, yes. Delicious soup games. Okay. We have some serious pressure points that we can put on her. Politics is not looking good, though. Alright. He's going to be able to... I don't know, he'll try and exfiltrate. We need to do something here, so... Let's see if you can investigate one of these guys. Investigate Charlie. 3 days. It'll only take 1 day to investigate him. He's not going to be as great at capturing them, but he might be able to stop them. So that's important. I'm not real sure what to do with her right now, actually. Let's look at our scientists. I will say I don't think I've ever had this many scientists in a game. So we are racing along the tracks here. I think I'm going to actually pull her back. I have to deal with a last minute emergency. I'll be unavailable till tomorrow. Sorry about that. Well, no. That's unacceptable. Let's try this again. Nope, same thing. All right. I'm not super into whatever is going on with her. What is this? High profile. I see what high profile means. I didn't know what it meant about being especially careful when moving between countries. It's kind of a weird name for it. Basically what it means is they have to do stuff to maintain their cover. They have to go out and spend some money or be seen or whatever else like that, so we won't be able to bring her back today. Well, that's fine. We're going to need to talk to these guys when? When is the next time that I can do that? If we come in here and look at diplomats, the 22nd. Yeah, I'm willing to go for the 22nd. We've got a couple of good points of pressure on them. I think this will work out. Germany is still ahead of us. But we just got a double agent in Natalia. So we just need to get her home. Ares. While wearing the Ares exoskeleton, a single human has the physical power of a modern tank. Okay. If we release it to the world, nothing reduces the countdown time, so instead we are going to put an exoskeleton on somebody. I think we're going to put it on... I don't know, man. Durak really got beat up on the last one. I was tempted to give it to him. Rambler's also a really solid choice, though. Let's put it on Durak, mostly because I like the idea of a black belt with an exoskeleton. So he gains exoskeleton. Basically just increased his strength. I think his strength is going to go up to like an 8 now. Yeah, he's an 8. It'll take him 5 days. Hospitalized. That's rough. Technically, we can get him to do stuff. I just don't know what the penalties are. I don't know if he's like at half effectiveness or what, because I've never seen anything that indicates one way or the other. All right, we now have double in neuroscience, double in health, double in robotics. We're just going to sit back and guard our scientists at this point in time. I don't think we really need to do anything else. I almost don't even care if I lose an agent, because it is just crazy. We're also going to sit here and wait on her for a little bit. He's coming home so he can deal with some stuff, but I need our hacker available to lower this rating before we send somebody over to exfiltrate. Yeah, we need to get another astrophysicist. I mean, yes, but also, like, we're doing pretty impressively on 2 fields. And not bad on a 3rd. I mean, yes, if we can get another one. Plus, we've got this lady here, astrophysics. We're getting her. I just don't want to get her this round. So end turn. She's literally universal. We can put her in any category. Let's see here. We found the spy. Inside Out. Japan wants us to put combat operations over there. Russia just completed Share, which is one of the financial ones. They transferred it to the World Bank. So they're going to go faster. If they didn't put it in the World Bank, they were going to get some other stuff. Japan has quit. That's what I expected. All right. Do they have scientists? They got no scientists. No scientists left. And whose mission is this? Japan? Man, I don't give a shit about Japan. They are no longer relevant. Okay. You absolutely... Well, let's see here. I say that. Let's take a look at this person and see. Spy Hunter. 1 day remaining. Oof. Alright, we gotta use our best guy. Spy Hunter. Take him out. Capture him. You can do it. Let's see how many days we got on the other people. 1 day remaining on Delta. We're about to lose somebody. We'll never unlock them in time. So we're about to either lose some data or maybe even a scientist. So I'm going to go ahead and start by having this guy bring the security in Germany down. We're going to need that scientist. And usually we can steal him right back if we can figure out who took him. And then I guess we might as well have her investigate Echo, who has 5 days remaining. So... go for it. And then this guy is still healing. 4 days. We're just going to let him sit there. We could have him do some research, but I'm not too worried. The other... one guy is going to get away. One guy we should be able to capture. And then hopefully we can find the other one in time. Double agent still doing some stuff. I was unable to complete it. The spy has already left. But we know it was a French spy, and then one of our roboticists just defected. So, you know, he went to France. So I'm fine with that. Germany has just completed Geoforce. basically means they're able to scan the entire planet for all remaining sources of natural resources remaining. Every mineral deposit, every oil deposit, they know where all of it is. So, yeah, we're going to go get this. Your position as Sigma is in jeopardy. This always happens when somebody unlocks that one, and I don't know why. The anti-capitalist brigades need us to do something else. Capture an enemy agent and deliver him to us. You have 7 days. But remember, if you betray us, we'll kidnap one of your agents. Well, we've already automatically done it. Because we have somebody already captured. So, let's talk to Anne. Narcissistic. You know what? I have a dossier that I think you're going to want to see. I categorically deny all of this. If you know what's good for you, you'll destroy it. Look, I just want to improve relations. And what am I offering? That ransomware key, of course. Okay, we're up to 45%. That helps. We need to keep going. We got to get up to 86%. We got 8 days to do it. We've already done that. We've already captured a spy. I guess they already took him, because it looks like they took the one spy I already knew the name of. Alright. Spy hunter here, man. Tell me what's going on. 5 days left on Delta. Identify him. And she's working on Echo. He is still healing. Come on, finish your hack so that goes down. Actually, he'll finish his hack today. 5 days. If he goes over there for 1 day and then brings her back the next day, yeah, that's gonna work. Alright. He's not banned from going to Germany, is he? No. Fast travel. Do it, man. Get ready to exfiltrate her tomorrow. And then we're gonna have to take a look at France before terribly long. Because they took one of our scientists. And it was one of our robotic scientists, which I'm not as concerned with in its way. Because we only need 4 more points. We should get like 1 or 2 from this. Actually, we should get 3. It doesn't look like anybody has researched it yet. And then the same thing from Hypnos. So we're missing out on somebody being a full cyborg. But honestly, I think we're okay. Alright. Spy was telling, managed to lose me. Germany is down to 0%. Double K. I've got a problem. As you know, no one knows my real identity, but a lucky hacker managed to build up a dossier on me and is trying to squeeze me for information. If my identity is revealed, both your operation and me will be in jeopardy. What should we do? Well, here's the thing. I will take care of it for you. So we lost 8%, but we've gained a new trait called Ghost. This agent will almost never be detected by counter-espionage. So that means if he's in place at a country, he will almost never be found. Capitalist Brigades is happy. They're brainwashing Green Crescent. I think that's probably okay. It's for China, so not so bad. Our money went up, or our influence went up. This 10% is a real problem. Because some of the techs automatically boost it by 10, which would give us a bad end. So, we need this lady out of here now so we can finish our research. So get her out. Luckily, this lady's universal and we can use her in every single location. This is going to be it's supposed to be a long run, but it's 0% alert rating. Passing a high-end restaurant. We don't need to lay inside. Passes a valet and steal a vehicle would be great if we had Wheelman. Try it. Nope, he tried intellect, but the porters saw through me. They're calling the police. Oh no. Well, that didn't really work out how I wanted to. Alright, that's fine. Get in there and do your thing. Neutralize them. Okay, we knocked out 2 GSG-9 agents. And we're out. Still ghostly. I have not played Rebel Inc. yet. I got it for somebody for Christmas. But, yeah. I think it's got some elements of it. It does remind me a lot of Plague Inc., and Plague Inc. was the one who made Rebel Inc. Alright, so he's coming back. We will get him on the spy game here. 5 days for Delta. 3 days for Echo. See if you can identify Echo. And I guess since she's sitting here doing nothing, go ahead and try and identify Delta. We're recalling our surveillance drone to help. Yeah, we're mostly just going to sit here with our scientists and try really hard to get these next few breakthroughs. We should get one here tomorrow for Chameleon. 2 to 4 days for Hypnos, depending on what's going on. I would also like to spend some time, if I can, working with France. We've still got 7 days, though, to try and boost this up. Yeah, there's a lot of Phantom Doctrine in this, too. Okay, so the Professor has lost her prisoner trait. We have another group of spies that are in. And we just got Chameleon. Genetic and skeletal-muscular manipulation that allows one to completely alter their facial structure. This will be a revolution in the cosmetics industry, to say nothing of espionage. Okay. If we give it away, we boost our rep, and we get closer to the end, and we help Corvarsis Pharmaceuticals. I don't know what benefits they offer, if I'm being honest. We should get at least 2 points from the other one, which will bring us to 15. Let's take it. We're going to give it to everybody, and we'll see what they offer us. We'll do everything they can to support us, and they immediately are going to do it. Okay. We can now give our customers the choice to appear exactly as they wish, and what they want is what we'll suggest to them, of course. So they will offer us one of two things. Ready to serve. A substitute agent will be immediately available when an agent dies, or abstinence. One of our scientists of our choice will be given the chaste trait, which makes it harder to seduce them. We have to wait a few turns to get another agent if we don't have ready to serve. So let's go with abstinence. And the person I want to have it is Natalia. She is universal, which means I can use her anywhere. So one less method for people to be able to take her away from me feels good. What do we got going on here? So many spies. I mean, they're after us. We have... Look at this. This is nuts. Nuts. Okay. We can probably get to Miracle faster by putting her in. She is a genius who can be put any... No. Frida's the universal one? Yeah, she's the genius. She's the universal one. So, like, if I got rid of her and just put her down in robotics, for instance, we can get that up to a 4 instead of a 3, which will get us closer over here. We're about to get to this for Hypnos. So I'm not as concerned. These guys are operating within their specialty, which is fine. We could also get on towards... let's do this. Let's get on towards cyborgs. I'm not too worried about anybody hitting Miracle. So I'm actually going to make a little progress on finance. If you make no progress at all, occasionally you will get the influential group for that one, like the corporations and stuff, will be like, you're not helping us enough. We're going to help your enemies instead, which is rough. So we're making progress on literally everything. Show me what's going on with these. We got Foxtrot, 5 days. Golf, 5 days. We're going to go ahead and put him on identifying for 1. Should only take him like 1 day to do this, I think. And then we'll try and get him after whatever is happening here. How many more days of medical? Tomorrow he will be undone. Nice. Actually, if we say identify, yeah, it's intellect. We'd like to stay away from that if we can. We're definitely the best in the world. Ooh, we found Archer and Scar. Tomorrow, it looks like we're going to unlock this. We're at 99%. Oh, Russia just did Hypnos. That's unfortunate. We've lost one of our scientists. They had an inexplicable change of heart and departed immediately. It's reasonable to conclude that Hypnos may have played a role. So they probably went to go work for Russia, and that's fine. Yeah, it was this lady right here. We didn't really care. The only problem is they beat us to Hypnos by 1 day. But I think we're still going to get 2 points for it, and we're still on our way here for Force 1, which is the cyborg tech. So I think we're okay. Alright, let's take a look at our spy situation and see what we can figure out. Alright, so we've got Archer. 1 day remaining. Scar. 1 day remaining. Elite Masters, Disguise, Omerta, Puppet Master, Smuggler. That dude's gonna be rough. And then Archer. Seducer, Arrogant, Patriot, Hasty, Knife Fighter. Counter just sends them back. Capture uses Strength. Let's use Capture on Scar. And we're actually going to use him. And we're going to go to Archer, and we are going to counter. So it will use his intellect, because his strength is not good. But I'm willing to counter him. It only takes 1 day to do that. And then what else is going on here? There's still 2 other spies. Alright, so she keeps missing, but I want her to do something, so try and investigate. So irrelevant, Japan. Sorry about that, but 5 days. We may be in some trouble with this Entente Cordiale. Unable. He left, but we managed to thwart in time. And we found another one, Morgan. A British agent infiltrated our research database, and they stole some Sigma findings. That's fine. The Brits have been somewhat irrelevant for a little while now. So as long as they were just taking our research data, I actually don't mind so much. Alright, you absolutely need to take out another person. Morgan. Elite, of course. Bloodthirsty, master of disguise, negotiator, seducer, firearms expert. Wow! That's rough. Negotiator and seducer. Capture her, please. Alright, let's look at the spy that we did capture. Oh, we did not. We have not captured. We have pressure points on ourselves? That's interesting. I wonder how that happens. Okay. If that's the case, I want you over here. And I want you to get in here and install some ransomware. Can we meet with her in longer than 2 days? 28th. Oof. I think it's our only next chance to really do this. So let's try. I got a feeling we're not going to hit this fast enough. Which is probably okay. They're just going to reveal the identities of our people. The group that wants us to, that will actually kidnap one of our agents, is not bugging us for anything at the moment, so. It does not end when you get 15 points. I'll show you what it is, because we've just done it. So she actually found the spy. We have a Korean spy and a Chinese spy. And a new spy that we need to investigate. God damn. Okay, so. Director, I need somewhere the size of a city with no living things to continue my research. Can you find me somewhere for my experiments? You bet we'll do it. How audacious for you to carry it out in our country. Our leaders are going to be furious, but, you know, that's our responsibility. We got plus 50% research on astrophysics, but we lost 10% with the US. That's fine. Uh-oh. Here we are. The anti-capitalist brigades. We're on the verge of causing a global financial crash thanks to your operations and hacking efforts, but we're under suspicion. The Russian authorities have a team looking into our activities. Send your best agent to help us find the team. We have 5 days. I'm willing to send an agent over there. Alright. If you will investigate her, please. Oh, we do have something on her. Insider training. Okay, that's fine. Still. Look for it. He should be able to finish installing the ransomware. So that'll work. Alright, man. Take out this agent. And you research this next agent. Just keep going. I mean, they're just hitting us with spies at this point in time. So what do we have here for our prisoner? Morgan, bloodthirsty. Do it. You'll get nothing from me. Well, how about a little punch? I won't tell you anything. We're going to keep going. We're going to do a long interrogation now. What do you want? Okay, so we just need to know some more stuff about China. Tell me about the Chinese Sigma head. So we've got a new trait from them. That's fine. Don't really need it, but it's a handy thing to have. If she had been French, it would have been helpful for negotiating with her. We would have known the other trait. So, here's what happens. When you hit 15 points, now we have to be able to complete research in each field. That's why I wanted that universal person so badly. So, we'll grab him and put him in neurosciences. We'll grab him and put him in health. We'll grab her and put her in astrophysics. We will grab her and put her in robotics. And we'll put her in finance. We actually have somebody that's good and 100% research speed in every category. This is important because if somebody else comes along and unlocks this top level, if they don't give it to everybody in the world, it is an immediate 10 minutes closer towards midnight, which will give us a bad end to the game. So we need people working as hard as we can. We need anti-spy stuff working as hard as we can. This will probably be one of the last times that we leave this country. We may still send an agent over here. What do they want? Send an agent to help find the team. It literally just looks like we're supposed to fly somebody over there. I'm really actually tempted to send my worst agent, just to see. Okay, 20% in one day. We're probably gonna be okay. All right, so we found her last one. She is compassionate. And we caught the spy noble. And the ransomware was installed. And China is a little mad, but we don't really care. All right, Anne. Compassionate. Might take pity on them if you beg or ask them for help. So I could do something like... This is my proverbial moment of need. How can I help? But instead, I think we're going to bully him around a bit. I've got a dossier that I think you'll want to see. She's like, yeah, no. Pictures of me and assless chaps. I don't like it. Look, I just want better relations between us. That's why I brought this dossier toward you. You wouldn't want it to get out. I'm totally in your favor. And what will we offer in exchange? We could honestly probably say future considerations and she would take it. Because we are at maximum trust with her at the moment, but... I mean... I honestly have never done it, but I think we're going to offer the ransomware key. We can always do another one of those. It only takes like 2 turns. 71%. It's still not enough. I don't think we're going to make it in time. Can we meet? How quickly can we meet with her again? Once a week. Yeah, we're going to fail that one, unfortunately. Okay, so since we're going to fail that one, let's get this guy back over here. We've got to work on whatever is going on here. Why don't you try and unmask this dude? And we use intellect to do that. He has amazing intellect, so it's not a bad idea. We will probably look at sending Aphrodite to Russia. He's just going to have to sit there for a minute. That's fine. Who's over here? China, 5 days. They've got another military operation underway. I don't really care. I don't really care. So, everything made some progress. Some more than others. 1 speed, 1.5 because she's a genius. 1. Although it sure looks like that 1 and that 1 are different. It may be somewhat modified by factors I don't understand. Oh, whatever. I think there's just some variation in there. Yeah. 27%, so not quite as good. All right, we found Robber from France. Okay, so they're offering us one of 2 different things, the neuroscientists. We either have invisible propaganda, so we have a bonus towards ideological conversions, or increased confidence. It increases the duration of remote communications with double agents. Double agents don't last forever. Eventually they go away. You get a message like, so-and-so wants to see me at a place. And you go over there and they basically quit. They're no longer double agents. You have to find them again and recruit them again. I don't know if we'll wind up using either of these. So let's just go with invisible propaganda. Alright, so where are we at on spies? 1 found, 1 not. We've also got this prisoner for Korea. What do you want from me? Tell me about the South Korean Sigma head. Okay. Fine with me. And I think we can do the same for China. Do it, you'll get nothing from me. How about some sleep deprivation? I won't tell you anything. So see, we went hard on that one, hoping that it would get this down, but it doesn't look like it really helped her. I actually think physical violence might work the best on her, because she's bloodthirsty. Anyway, progress is being made in all spheres. Not as fast as I had hoped, but progress is being made. Okay. If you will take out and capture her, we're still going to have a good time when it comes to France. But we're going to get it a little too late for that, unfortunately. I don't know what happens if we fail. It's not like we failed on purpose, but I don't know what happens if we fail. Now, this guy is probably our best agent that's left to us, and maybe even our best agent. We're going to send her over to Russia. I don't know what's going to happen with that at all. So, and then we have not found the other spy. 3 days remaining. Yeah, somebody's looking for them both, so there's nothing really for him to do. He could do a hack, I guess, but his intellect is garbage, so we're not going to do it. I don't know any other way of being able to get this up. It was just in such a low position. We've raised it like almost 60 points in 2 weeks, but we were so low to start with that we're in trouble. So, I expect what's going to happen when that one fails is we're going to get arrest warrants for everybody who is not in our home country, maybe even in our home country. So we found a German spy, 9413, and we captured Robber. That's good. Let's see what he happens. Pleased with our work, Agent Aphrodite was killed during their tailing mission in Russia. We were able... Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. I actually thought maybe they'd kidnap her or blame her or something, but she was killed during their tailing mission in Russia. We were able to eliminate this team thanks to your agent's sacrifice. We're now sending a double agent who will work for you in their place. We guarantee you won't lose anything through this. So, Aphrodite has been executed. Doomsday Clock moved forward by 2 minutes. Scar joined our team. You failed. Okay. So we're actually getting somebody else now that the Ortegas are out. Or the Savastinos are out. We're getting this guy's. The richest 0.001% of people on the planet. They want us to send a drone. Yeah, that's fine. Look, we'll work together. I don't care. I think all this is going to be done before your week is up. I don't care about your industrial espionage. Okay, so let's look at everybody here real quick. Profile. Arrest warrants in France and Germany. Okay. Same for everybody? Well, not for him. He just joined. What about him? Yeah. England and Germany. Okay, so basically what happened was we got some arrest warrants. I don't think that's huge. Not at this point in time in the game. Alright, so one spy left. What are you good at? Note, he came to us later and he did not get the lightning implant like they talked about. Master of Disguise, Survivor, Omerta, he'll never give up anything. Smuggler, Puppet Master. 6 and 6. Pretty good. We're still sending our Spy Hunter after this guy, though. Capture her. The goal of this game, the win condition, is to research 15 points of technologies through this tech tree, and then hang on to your scientists basically long enough so that you have somebody who can fill up the science meters for every discipline here. I wanted really hard to get somebody who was universal, because I knew we wouldn't be able to do everything. On the few times I've won this before, I've filled up certain ones and then moved other people over into areas that weren't their specialty and then just waited that out. So I'm real concerned because of this doomsday clock. We don't have a way to reduce it at this point in time. We might be able to if we got to something like, I don't know, Miracle or Panacea or something else like that and gave the tech away first, but we don't have anything that other people haven't learned. So, really, we're just trying to get everything done before this happens. And nobody is coming up on us because we managed to kind of get rid of everybody's stuff. I really do not want to get the drone here. I don't know how long they have to be there. It just says for several days, so we're going to try and wait like 3 days before sending the drone over there. Just because if we complete something for him and it advances the clock, we might be in real trouble. We can come in here and we can say, hey, influential groups. So David Gates of the Ortega Circle has offered us this, which is fine. Nobody's offered us anything here. So no politicians, armed groups. Everything's going okay here. They haven't offered us anything yet. These guys are mad at us. Not a lot I can do about that. Mostly we're just hanging on here. What do we got here on the Germans? She's a jailbreaker. So, oh no, she's French. Okay, so she's a jailbreaker. We got to be careful because she may get out on her own. Let's do a long interrogation on her. I want to know the secrets of the French Sigma head. Compromising file obtained. Okay. Even if we can't trade her away, we'll still have that at some point in time. Can you research a giant psychic squid? No. No, unfortunately, that's not really a thing that you can do. If we look at the tree here, there's certain texts that we can release. Panacea, if it's released, is a minus 10 to the Doomsday Clock. The top level robotics one, which we don't have time to get to, if we release it, it's a minus 10. I suspect there's a minus 10 in each of these. Like, this one is probably the minus 10 for astrophysics. Immortality is probably the one for health. But it might be Panacea because it's the universal disease and cancer cure. I don't remember which one it is for finance. I think it's basically the universal cryptocurrency. I do not need any blue nude men in my life. So, okay. What we're going to look at doing is seeing if we can steal Sigma data and see if it... Actually, let's do it with Germany. And see if that helps us increase that. I'm a little concerned about this guy, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I like having him here. So I'm thinking about sending him to, like, China. You know what? We're gonna do it. Go to China. Alright, he's gonna capture that spy, which is good. He's hacking. Keep hacking and whacking. And then, nothing for this man at the moment, I guess. It's fine. Intern. We're playing defensively at this point. 56%. So we captured a spy. Japan's a little mad that we weren't sending combat drones over the Philippines. Vanavar, I have a favor to ask. We think a large corporation is dumping radioactive waste in Germany. Can you send a surveillance drone to check? Sure. Consider it done. Please accept my sincerest thanks. Ecology is a major issue these days. So we're up another 5% in our marriage. Confidential information on our agents is being circulated. And arrest warrants have been issued for all of them. So 2 in England. Luckily, it's not where I'm sending him. And then 2 in Turkey. That's fine. I think I'm okay with that at the moment. Let's take a look. We've got a whole boatload of spies now. Another German spy. What do you want from me? Let's see how you are with sleep deprivation. Looks like that worked out pretty good, actually. Tell you what. I want to know the secrets of the German Sigma head. Give me that compromising file. And then we're going to set up an appointment. Oh, March 6th. It would be the same time as France. Yeah, I think they're actually a bigger deal in France. We don't need to keep making nicey nice with them because the one that wanted us to do that, we haven't really done anything with. So yes. Cancel the old one, replace it with auto. That's fine. Our spy hunter will stay here and continue to hunt spies. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot to just hang out with at the moment, so I think that's probably what we're going to do. Everything's building up. I'm really surprised that this one is taking so long. 43%, 43%, 86%. 65, 43. I think when we've stolen or gotten boosts of data, none of them have been for this. So we need to keep working on the hacking and stuff. Cool thing is, when these fill up, we can just move these people back out here. Honestly, we could sit back and do it. I just don't want somebody to research a tech before us. And before we can basically win the game at this point in time. We're just trying to do it as quick as we can, in case somebody researches a disastrous tech that moves us too close to midnight. There is a doomsday timer. It's right up here. We are 8 minutes to midnight. You start at 15 minutes to midnight. In off-camera play, I've gotten it as low as 25 minutes to midnight. We got a new spy. We weren't able to get any science from Germany, but we were able to give them a setback for their research, which is also pretty good. So we're going to get our spy hunter on hunting the spy. I don't think I've ever gotten up to J's in the spies before. That's pretty impressive. As soon as the surveillance drone gets back, we're going to send it to Nicaragua. I don't know how many days a few days is, quote unquote, but that's fine. What do we know about this guy? Everything. We have a psychiatric history. We know he's corrupt. We know he's paranoid and ignorant. So we can just kind of do whatever we want over there. No problem. Alright, so what else can we do for hacking? We really should be stealing more data from people. I'm looking at the specialties here just to see if different people have different specialties that we want. Korea's security is kind of high because we haven't been lowering it. Don't we have a Korean prisoner? We do. What do you want from me? Well, let's do an interrogation, a long interrogation. That didn't really work. Well, good to know. I could do something harder, but it would probably damage our diplomatic stresses when she dies. Alright, well, let's just see if we can steal some more data from somebody. Or I got 2 days. Hack Germany. Install some ransomware. He'll come back to us in 2 days for that. One or more agents have no missions. That's fine. I put this guy over there as far away as I could because I don't really trust him. Director with the agent of Aphrodite. We've lost contact with double agent Professor Arf. We should not expect any further intel from that source. Russia just completed clear coins. That's fine. That's the Bitcoins one. They gave it to the World Bank. So their research will go up, but it's not going to really screw this over. Vanavar, I know that you're currently working on the ultimate Sigma technology that could change the world. I wanted to take time to talk to you a little. We might not get the chance later. Whatever happens, I wanted to tell you that I don't regret the years that we've spent together. You've made some difficult decisions. Sometimes I was angry with you, but despite that, you've taken care of me. Thank you. The whole world has been plunged into disarray. I know it wasn't simple, but the wars, the murders, the victims, and the compromises with companies have made everyone lose hope. We could have offered them a bright future, but now all they hope for is a simple death. It could have been so different. The die is cast. I hope you carry out this final mission right to the end. We reap what we sow, as they say. So, basically, that's probably a little more optimistic if we're not so close to midnight. So I'm just going to say, thank you for being there. Your presence means everything. And she is with us to the end. Our romantic relationship went up by another 5%. Turkey abandoned the race for Sigma Tech. Excellent. They canceled the arrest warrants. What does this guy want? It's his last mission, I think. We're ready to launch our final attack that we've been preparing for the past few weeks. Send your combat drone to Russia and strike while we wipe out all financial data. We want them to be terrified and to never forget this day. You have 6 days to complete this mission. We're not going to do that. That will certainly move this closer. So I'm really hoping we can finish our research before we get to that point. All right, our surveillance drone is back, so we're going to go down here with it. We'll meet with Germany here before too terribly long. There is a scientist at Turkey. She's finance. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Fly there, grab her, and bring her back because, you know, she's free. The countdown clock to midnight is something that's existed since the 80s, I want to say. It's a representation to how close mankind is supposedly to the brink of destruction. Midnight would be nuclear missiles are firing, things like that. So it's called the Doomsday Clock. It's just a symbol. And it's just representation. Actually, it looks like it's been maintained since the 1940s. So we are actually at the closest I think we've ever been at 1 minute and 40 seconds. It was at 2 minutes to midnight in 2012, left unchanged due to the threats of nuclear weapons and climate change. They moved it forward based on increased threats to global stability posed by a potential nuclear blunder and exacerbated by the current rate of climate change. The lowest number ever was in 1991. You know, Berlin Wall falling, everything else like that. War seemed the least likely thing, or man-made catastrophe seemed like the least likely thing. So it's a real thing. The song 2 Minutes to Midnight, based on that same kind of a thing. We also got a permanent 10% bonus when negotiating with Russia. It's a bit late in the game, of course, but, you know, what can you do? Director Mariska informed us that you have an interesting proposition. I can't wait to hear it. So he's ignorant. So he will believe your propositions are advantageous if you present them in the best possible light, and he's also paranoid, so we've done that. So I think we're just going to keep going with, I have a dossier. Oh yeah, he trusts us. He's like, I categorically deny all of this. where could you possibly get that many candy bars? What would you like from us? And I'm like, man, I want access to... Oh, we could ask for a scientist. We might get it, but let's say we want your research in neurosciences. What are you offering in exchange? How about the ransomware key? So, yes, but we got 0%. So, good thing to know. When we get to this point... All right, we've completed these two. When we get to this point, we cannot get any research from anybody else. So, she's an astrophysics genius. We'll just throw her back in astrophysics. Everybody is suited to their roles at the moment. And she is universal. Right? Yeah, 3. So we can literally put her anywhere. I think we're 1 away from Fidelis. So let's just put this here in Fidelis. And let these guys keep doing their research. We've got our surveillance drone down here in Nicaragua, which is what the Ortega Circle wanted from us. We could send our combat drone over to Russia, but I don't want to do that. I think that's going to bring us right up against everything going way too bad. All right, let's go ahead and have you bring back the scientist. Since they are out of the race, she is just sitting at a cafe, drinking a little cafe Americano, really wishing that she'd come to America instead of being Turkey. All right, we have a spy. We do have a spy. Wow, all right. Well, Spy Hunter, get on that. Kilo! Wow! Just so many. All right, let's have our hacker reduce the alarm rate over there in Korea. And then we can come back in here and we can talk to our Korean spy. And physical violence. We only had one thing that we didn't know about, so South Korean alert systems, alerts have been reduced to 0. There's not a lot we can get out of her at this point in time, now that we've reduced threat rate. But look at everybody that's left. Everybody's threat rate has been kept down by our hackers. We pretty much have free reign in any of their countries if they need to do something. Russia's a little bit of a problem. You can see that Russia has also started looking for the Master Sigma thing, but I don't think they're going to catch up to us. We're going to win in like a turn or maybe 2. As long as nobody researches anything that really just destabilizes the world in the meantime. That's odd. Anybody want to tell me why I can't click on end turn? I can't click on any of these things. Let's reload that screen. There we go. %. Didn't really go up as much as I had hoped. Alright, we have actually rescued Susan Higgs because we weren't wrong. She did not want to be there. She was, in fact, a prisoner. New technology discovered, Fidelis. The subtle method of conditioning inspires absolute, unquestioning loyalty in any individual. We can keep it for ourselves or we can give it to the world. If I give it to the world, we advance the doomsday clock by 5, bringing us to 3 minutes to midnight. We're not going to do that. We've been fighting really hard to keep that low, so instead we are going to condition our own agents so that they will obey us to the letter, even ignoring their own personal ethics to do so. I'm going to ask, Director, you haven't used Fidelis on me, have you? No, of course you haven't. I can't believe I even entertained the notion. My apologies. So what we want to look for are people who have perks like, okay, Double K's got one, for instance. He may refuse to carry out orders that are too brutal. or occasionally you'll see ones that are bloodthirsty, where they might refuse. We're going to do Scar and Double K and Rambler. It gave us 3. So Scar, because I kind of didn't want him to turn on me. I don't know that he ever will, but I didn't want him to. So he's gonna be on us. And then Double K, because he is our elite. He's really been our staple. A good hacker often is in this game. And then Rambler, because he's our spy hunter. So they've all gained the docile trait. So if they're bloodthirsty, if they are loners, if they are pacifists, they will still obey your orders to pull the trigger or run or anything else like that. Director. I represent a party that's interested in some of your Sigma research. If you grant them access to one of your discoveries, they would give you a substantial sum of money. Your country's leadership would give you a considerable latitude as your result. What do you say? No, absolutely not. Sell state secrets in the midst of a Cold War? That's high treason. It's remarkable how high you've risen while being so naive. Everything has its price, and everyone too. We just haven't found yours yet. Talk all you like about treason, but remember, it's the winners who decide who's a traitor and who's a hero. I intend to be one of the winners. I'm in control of the most advanced science in the entire world. I have drones at my command and assassins that have been brainwashed to be loyal to me. I'm not concerned about you, boss. Director, the Ortega Circle is pleased with your work. We can sell these discoveries to budget, blah blah blah, to most generous nations. Some dictators will give almost anything for them. You'll get a share, of course. Budget surplus will certainly please your superiors. So, plus 20% relations, of course. And the Doomsday Clock did, in fact, go forward by 1 minute. If we had done the other one, we would be at 2 minutes to midnight. 2 minutes to midnight. Yeah, but I think we're going to be okay. I don't know how many turns we have left here, but 82% across the board. I can't imagine more than a couple more minutes. And then Soma's going to be interesting. Powerful means of subliminal suggestion capable of influencing entire populations. It has the potential to undermine democracy itself. I can see where that would be true. How do you feel about helping with this? Hypersonic travel. Sure, why not? I don't know that we're going to last that long. We still have a spy. He's still hunting it. I think we're okay. 93%. So just a few turns. All right, we have a British spy named Shiva. Robber escaped, which is fine. She had jailbreakers, so she went back to France. So they got one of their spies back. That's fine. I don't really mind. Having a good spy hunter, this guy, anybody who has this, is particularly adept at disrupting enemy operations in your country. It's so critical to have one of those. So bloodthirsty, he might ignore things. Loner means they can't do seduction. I don't know how it works with Anvil. I don't know if they're physically incapable of running away or what, but Nag, they will absolutely kill more people if you tell them to get violent. Whichever way, we're still going to say, hey, capture this guy. He has a 9 strength, but we have recon, firearms expert, and spy hunter, so hopefully we can kidnap him. That's a thing. What's going on down here? Russia wants us to help in Paraguay. You know what? I think it'll be fine. Go ahead and go help in Paraguay. And then let's get on our hacking here. What do we want to do? Let's reduce the alarm level here in Russia. Just to make sure that everybody is on their most favored behavior with us. And then we've got plenty of people just standing around, not doing anything. 96%, I think we've only got one more day. We caught Shiva, good. see what we can find out about Shiva. First off, he has an insane amount of health, looks like. So he's bloodthirsty. I think physical violence works good on bloodthirsty people. Somewhat. I won't tell you anything. Well, we're going to continue then. Look at all this health you have here. Be a shame if you were very cold for a long period of time. Yeah, there we go. So we can ask for a lot of stuff here. Tell me which scientists work for him. Alright, suspend the interrogation. So he gave us scientists. He gave us their perks. That's a really good trade. That's really good. No more spies at the moment. We're specialized in everything but finance, really. We have 7 scientists. I just don't want somebody to hit a technology that's going to undermine everything. I could pull these guys out so that we don't win next turn, but let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, yeah, we've reduced their security to 0. Director, the Ortega Circle has need of your services once more. Professor Ihara has secrets our members might be interested in. Find them and exfiltrate them. You have 9 days to complete this mission. We trust you, but remember that if you betray us, we'll easily persuade your scientists to work for more generous employers. Director, our intelligence services have confirmed that you are working for the Ortega Circle. It's a dangerous alliance, but it could give us the opportunity to approach these without causing harm. Will you work with us? Yeah, we're going to do that. I don't care if any of our scientists leave at this point in time. I think any 3 scientists can complete the work by tomorrow. If I don't say yes, I'm pretty sure it moves the countdown there. So we're getting a new mission. We think they're in Somalia, so send something there, but that's fine. Victory. You have found the ultimate Sigma technology before any other nation still in play. Director, we have completed the Sigma project. The Sigma project? Wasn't that the name of the technology? Is it also a project? Sigma means singularity. Singularity is when progress leads to an acceleration of progress, which instantly exceeds our abilities of comprehension. All we have discovered so far have been mere echoes. We can now move on to the true singularity. What do you mean? Look at this. This machine can accommodate any individual. It's huge. It awaits its first guinea pig. That will be you. And why is that? A person who undergoes the effects of the Sigma project will change, transcend. Their mind will acquire a level of intelligence from another stage of evolution beyond our understanding. It's like ants trying to understand our society. So I'm going to change. Is that what you're saying? We believe that with intelligence comes incomprehensible mastery of matter. To put it simply, it's a machine that transforms men into gods. But you see, there's only one machine. For a while, there will only be one member of our species who will be a god capable of annihilating us all, or of bringing us to their level of understanding. Will you risk it by being someone other than yourself? No, I don't think so. Yeah, we're not letting anybody else do it. Who would possibly say, no, I'll trust somebody else to be in this machine that makes people gods? I mean, you would have to know Mr. Rogers personally to think it might be somebody other than yourself, I think. Prepare the machine. I'll do it. Switch on the machine. I look forward to winning this war. Yes, I feel the effects. I feel powerful. My mind is sharper. I feel like I can see all the things around me. I can read your thoughts. You're all afraid of me, and you're right to fear me. I can do anything. We did make some compromises along the way. It's not a happy-looking god, is it? I remember every detail of the war I'm winning. My analytical skills have increased tenfold. I understand my mistakes. I could have crushed my enemies so easily. Time freezes. No. It is I who is thinking faster. Too fast. Now I see through matter, and I feel your spirits frozen, slow, disabled, stupid, unworthy. You don't deserve the power and glory I feel now, which I deserve by my sacrifices and my excellence. I will abandon you, you poor animals. I can alter energies and minds. I will erase all Sigma data from your computer databases and brains. You will never gain my power. I will abandon you to this fratricidal war. You're of no more interest to me. I despise you. Your limited intelligence makes me ashamed. I will turn my attention to targets that deserve my attention. I will stand as an immense, insatiable god of conquest and power beyond the earth and the galaxy. In my supreme greatness, I will become the judge and architect of civilizations of unimaginable sophistication who will fear me. I leave you, despicable humanity. You are already disappearing from my memory. I leave you to your war, your hatred, and your fears. Goodbye forever, and may you disappear into the ashes. Achievement unlocked, Judge and Architect. You abandoned humanity in your quest for ultimate power. So, we did pretty good. Our diplomatic performance was anemic. The doomsday clock was significantly higher than what we had hoped for. But we assembled a good scientist team. We made a lot of Sigma discoveries. We did have an agent who died. Our marital harmony is pretty good. We didn't kidnap anybody. None of our scientists died. We discovered the ultimate technology, and we did achieve victory. So if we look at our team here, these are the agents that we ended with, and our 7 scientists. But I mean, for the people of Earth, this isn't a terrible ending. As much as the fact that we are going to go off and be some cosmic god of power and conquest and judging and everything else like that that exists for all time, we've left Earth alone, and we've removed all traces of this Sigma technology from them. So, it's not that big of a deal. The world is going to keep going on. We might be very confused as to how people got places without, say, plane tickets whenever they had matter teleportation or something, but not terrible at all. I almost feel worse for us, somebody who became a god, that we would become not even a terrible god, if I'm honest. We looked an awful lot like was it Tot, the Egyptian ibis god? Isn't that right? Toth, T-O-T-H, who was a judge and recorder of knowledge. I don't know. There are happier endings. I've achieved endings with lower scales of time to midnight. That's pretty much the big one. So, anyway, I enjoy this game. It astonishingly took 3 hours to play it when I'm explaining every step. When I'm not doing that, it's closer to an hour and a half. I mean, power is always sexy, Aflora. Power is always sexy. So I don't think we're going to have time for soup. We've done this for 3 hours. We may play some more Sigma Theory from time to time. Depends on if I get burned out on it or not. Right now, it's the game that I play whenever I'm not on stream. because I can just stop playing it at any given time. So thanks for tuning in. Flora, it was good to see you again. Boo, Wolverine, Sealy Bob, Holly, if you're still around, Carilla, everybody. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I'll see you next time.